A very good evening to all of you. Now today we are going to perform one more experiment, and that is the addition of two 3 by 3 matrices. Now before performing this experiment, first we will have to understand the matrix size. Now if 3 by 3 matrix is given, then 3 is number of rows and 3 is number of columns. Suppose if 3 by 4 matrix is given, then 3 is number of rows and 4 is number of columns. Now you have to enter this 3 by 3 matrix in your command window. So before starting any program, you will have to clear your command window by CLC command. Now suppose if I put one command, that is x equals to 2, then it will occupy some space in the command window as well as in the workspace. So you will have to clear both command window and the workspace. Now if you want to clear the command window, then in that case you will have to use CLC command. So when you are using CLC command, whatever you have written in the command window will get cleared by using CLC command. Now similarly, if you want to clear all your workspace, then in that case you will have to use clear all. Now again there will be some space occupied by the clear all, so you will have to clear this. Now we will be entering the matrix A. Now how to enter the matrix A? So we take the variable name A. So when you are going to write the matrix A in the command window, you have to start your matrix with a square bracket. So you put a square bracket and then start typing the elements. So 1, then 2 and 3. Now you have entered all the 3 elements of first row. You have to provide a gap, provide a space between the 2 elements. Otherwise what will happen? They will look like one element. So as you have entered all the 3 elements of first row, now next task is to enter the elements of the second row. But before that you have to provide a separator. Only then the next row will come in the new line. So whenever you want to write any new thing in the new line, then in that case you will have to provide a separator. And in the MATLAB, you have to use only semicolon as a separator. So I have put a semicolon, then 7, 8, 9. Now this is the second row. Then you type the third row, 9, 10 and 12. So just press the enter key. So this is A matrix. Now as soon as you have typed your A matrix in the command window, immediately all the variables get stored in the workspace. Now our task is to add the 2 matrices. We have entered one matrix. Now we will be going to enter the second matrix, that is B. We take the variable name as B. Then 2, 3, 4, first row, then second row, and this is your third row. Again you press the enter key. Now you have entered 2 matrices. Now we have to add these two, that is this 2 matrix, that is A and B. So how you are going to add the matrices? So you take the third variable, that is C. So C will be equals to A plus B. Fine. Now again you press the enter key. So now you get the resultant matrix, which is the addition of two matrices which you have just entered. So A, B, C, all the matrices, all the variables are stored in the workspace. Similarly, you can have the subtraction of 2 matrices. For subtraction you take variable D. So A minus B. So the result will be minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, 2, 2, 2 and 0, 0, 0. So in this way you can add, you can subtract and you can multiply, or else you can divide also the 2 matrices. Now we'll try to understand the addition of 2 matrices using the for loop. Now before entering the matrix using the for loop, first we will have to understand the syntax of the for loop. The syntax is very simple. So for index equals to initial is to interval is to final, then the statements are given and the end. So index means what? Index you can take any value, that is I, J, K, L, M, N. Then initial from where your loop will start. Then interval is the incremental value. And so initial value will be incremented by the interval and it will reach to the final value. Then there is one more syntax of the for loop. In this case, the interval is absent. So for index equals to initial is to final statements. So this for loop syntax is very simple. Only thing you have to write I equals to the initial value is to interval is to final value. Then coming to the while loop, the while loop syntax, in the while loop syntax the condition is first checked, and if the condition is satisfied, the statements will be executed, and after the execution of the statement the condition will be updated. Again you have to check the conditional expression, and again if it is satisfied it will execute all the statement, and again that condition will be updated. So it will go on till the condition is not satisfied. When the condition will not be satisfied, then the control of the while loop will come out of the loop. Fine. So in this way we are going to by using with the help of for loop and the while loop, we will try to enter the matrix. Now you know that in the matrix we are having rows and columns. So when you have to enter first row, then you have to use for loop. But when you have to enter the column, again you have to use the for loop. So in that case you will be using the nested loop. So now we will be entering the generalized matrix, that is n by n matrix, using the for loop. Now when you have to enter the matrix, then in that case you will have to use for nested for loop. In nested for loop there are two loops, that is the outer loop is there and the inner loop is there. So when the control goes to the inner loop, it will execute the entire inner loop, and then the control will again come back to the outer loop. So in this case you have to enter 3 by 3 matrix. So for I equals to 1 is to n, here you have taken two indexes, that is I and j. I we have taken for the outer loop and j we have taken for the inner loop. Whereas you can see that n indicate number of rows and m indicates number of columns. So when I equals to 1, your control will now go to the inner loop. So here j equals to 1. So when I equals to 1 and j equals to 1, you type your first element. Now you update your j value. So j value will be incremented by 1 because there is no interval. So it automatically get incremented by 1 value. So now I equals to 1 and j equals to 2. You type your second element. Now again update the j value. So you will get I equals to 1 and j equals to 3. Then you enter the third element. So for entering any element, there is one function, and that function is input function. Yesterday in the MATLAB, in the sine wave generation using MATLAB, I have explained you that there are n number of library defined functions in the MATLAB, and you can use that library function in your code or in your program easily. So we have taken input, then in the inverted commas enter element of matrix A, and as we have taken two for loops, so we have to close this for loop by the end expressions. So again your control will be in the outer loop. So now I will be equals to 2. Then you enter all the three elements of your second row. When I equals to 2 equal to 3, and again the control will get entered in the inner loop. Then it will start from 1, that is j equals to 1, 2 and 3. So in this way you can enter all the 9 elements of matrix 3 by 3. Now we have entered our code in the M file. Now how to access the M file? Now first you will have to click the file option, then you go to the new option and click on the M file. So a window will appear. So there you have to write your code or your program. So the first command which we have written is CLC. And this command is very simple and the explanation is also very simple. This CLC means what? Clear your command window. Then clear all, it will clear all your workspace variables. Now you start your main program. So these first two commands are essential in all the programs. So now you have entered the matrix A. Now this is the generalized program. It is applicable to any matrix of the order n by m. But in this case, we have to enter 3 by 3 matrix. So n equals to input enter number of rows. So this command will ask the number of rows which you want to enter. So we will enter 3. Now again m equals to input number of columns. I have explained you how to enter the matrix using the nested for loop. So we have taken two for loop, that is the outer for loop and the inner for loop. For outer for loop, index will be taken as I, and for inner for loop, index will be taken as j. So I will be equals to 1 is to n and j will be equals to 1 is to m. So a of I comma j, and if you want to enter or input any variable, then in that case you will have to use input library defined function. So we have used this library defined function input. Now there are two for loops, so we have to use two AND expressions. Now display your matrix. So for displaying any matrix in the command window, you have to use DISP. It means display the content which is there in the inverted columns. So matrix A is. So matrix, this is the statement which you have written in the display expression. And display A means what? It will display all the elements which are there in the A matrix. Now in this case you don't have to write the inverted commas. So if you write inverted commas, then it will display only A, but you want to display the element which are there in the matrix A. So for that, make sure that you don't write inverted commas. Then in the next line, you have to enter the matrix B. So we have written fprintf. Like in the C, you are having printf. So similarly, in our M file programming, we are having fprintf for the new line. So fprintf /n. So your cursor will be in the new line. Now the matrix B, again for I equals to j, I equals to 1 is to n and j equals to 1 is to m. Again we have taken the nested loop. Then again the same process. Then display matrix B is. So it will display matrix B is. And if you want to show the content, then you don't have to use the inverted commas. Now two matrices are entered. Now we have to add the two matrices. So we have taken the variable addition. So addition equals to A plus B. Now you have to display the contents. So when you have to display the content, display DISP addition. So now we have written the program. Now we'll try to run this file. So see, in the command window you will see all the results. So enter number of rows. So we will enter 3. Enter number of columns. Again we will enter 3. Now you have to enter all the elements of the matrix. Fine. So 1, 2, 3. Then 4, 5 and 6. 7, 8 and 9. So we have entered 9 elements of the matrices of the matrix A. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now they have asked to enter the elements of matrix B. Again you have to enter the element 9 times. So again you take any value, any random value, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 4. So you see that the matrix B is shown, and after when you enter the matrix B, then the addition of matrices A and B is also shown in the command window. So in this way you can perform the experiment of addition of matrices using the for loop. So when you have to add matrices using for loop, then in that case you will have to use the nested for loop. So you can also perform this practical in your MATLAB mobile, which is there in your Play Store. So please download it from the Play Store and try executing the programs. So till then, goodbye.